Okay, so today we have exercise 8, drawing furniture objects in two views using two-point perspective. So we will use the two-point perspective and we will draw some furniture piece. It can be an abstract object, doesn't have to be exactly furniture, but important that we will draw it in two views. So this, for example, is an object, and from here is one view. Then we have to rotate it and draw it again on the same sheet, but from a different angle, okay? Now this is very useful because usually when you sketch something, and if this is, for example, your design, you want to show it not just from one view. You want to show, okay, from here we can see some details and so on. Okay, what happened from that angle, for example? Because usually a design, a three-dimensional design, you need to be able to rotate it from all directions, and it will have design features from all directions, so you need to show it in the drawing. In the drawing, if you draw one drawing, you show from one view, but what happened from the other view? So sometimes you need to draw objects in two views to express the idea better. So this is the point here. And if you know the methods that we discussed until now, and two-point perspective, there is nothing really complicated about it. Just we will put two different views on the same sheet. So let us start to draw now and see. So now we will use, also when you do the homework, you have to use the division of unit method. You have to, anywhere where you need to split surfaces, all this stuff that we explained before, you need to apply. In addition, you must have circles or parts of circles in it. So, so it must have circles or parts of circles. Like you see, this is a part of a circle. This is parts of circles. I don't have complete circles, but we have parts of circles. So in your homework, when you do the homework, you need to also include circular objects or parts of circles, as I said. So let us start now. I will draw this object. Now, we said before, we will put measurements only on the first edge. Okay? From here on, it will be division of the unit method and everything that we learned before. So it starts with, from here to here, 5 centimeters. Now, if you remember before, what did we say you do first before you draw any details? You draw this box. Okay, do you see there is a box here at the back? So we draw the box. Okay, after that we will draw the divisions, these details, and at the end we will draw any circular object, because for this we need to be careful in this area. Okay? Okay. So let's put 5 here in general. 1. Let me make it a bit bigger. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say this is 5 centimeters until here. Now I will take it to the vanishing points. So we should take these lines to the vanishing points wherever you put them. Now, I will build the first object here, and then I will find this one and this one by dividing this object. And the same here. After we build this So here inside there is 1, 2, 3 free spaces equal to this object. So this object I will divide it here and find also the location of this one. This here is now by estimation. It is still a sketching, okay, method. So we will estimate. So if you draw exactly this object on your paper, you will have, everybody will have the same height, because we started here with 5 centimeters, but because there is some estimation here, division, there will be some differences from one drawing to another. So, now, the first object, let me complete it also. To the vanishing point, to the vanishing point. Now, I need to find this object location 1, 2, 3, 4 times, okay? So I will divide it here 4 times. How do we do that? Midpoint of this line, this is 5 centimeters, so 2.5. We will take to the vanishing point. Now, from this corner through this point. Here is the location of the second one. Now, from this corner through this point, I don't have to draw them completely because we don't really need those. I need to end with this one. So, from so this point is here, this point is here. Okay. So from this point through this corner, again up. So from this point now through this corner, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, and this is number 4. So this one here we need it. So this is what we need. So, from this point and this point to the vanishing point, okay, now this object, this unit, we will divide it again, but here, because here, this is the first one, okay, which is this. Then we have 1, 2 more. So from the same point, 2.5 centimeter, to that vanishing point. Now, from this through this, okay, we'll put a line and see where it will touch here. This is the location of the second object. Now, from this through this point, this is the location of the third. The third object is what we need. Okay, we need to know the end of it, which is this line. Let's make it black so you can see see. Now, from here, I will take to the vanishing point to close the object. So, notice what I draw here. There is no details, no curves, none of this. We are drawing the box. We are drawing anything we have to divide, we divide. Everything is in straight lines. Vertical, horizontal, and that's it, okay? After that, we'll start putting more and more detail. Now, we still have something to do here. This object here, where is this half circle located, is at, again, half centimeter up, but here. So here, at 5 centimeter. But I cannot measure here 5 centimeter and put it, because this is in perspective. So we have to go back to the first edge. Measure here 5, okay? So let us continue the line up and measure 5 centimeters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for example, okay? So from here now, I will take it to the vanishing point. And from here up, okay. So this is here 10 centimeter, okay? We took it to the vanishing point where it will intersect this line. This is 5 centimeter in this perspective point, okay? So if you measure it, it will be smaller than this line. So, but you have to put all the measurements only on the first edge for these methods of drawing. Okay, so we have this line, we have this point, which is this point. Now we will take to the vanishing point again. Okay, to the vanishing point. And from this corner up to see where it will touch. There is something else. There is a thickness. You see there is a thickness here? Okay, this thickness is half of this object, half of this space, which is this space here. Now to know the half of it, we use the splitting of the surface. So we put the diagonals from here to here, from here to here, and see where it will intersect. So this here is the midpoint. I don't want to overcrowd here the drawing, but in your drawing, everything you do, it stays on the paper. Remember this. So this is here the center of this. We put the diagonals, we found the center. Now we put this up. Again, where it will intersect this line. And then from here to the other vanishing point. And where can we find this distance from here? It is already here. So we will take this point to the vanishing point, and it will tell you where it's going to be located here. Okay. From here up, and then again, sorry, this is here at the back now, so we will make it dotted so we don't confuse. So this is all now hidden at the back. Now, from this point to the vanishing point, to see where it will intersect this line here, which is at the back, which goes up, where it will intersect from here to the vanishing point. Okay. Now, again, notice we have only straight objects. Until you finish these, whatever drawing, even if it's totally freehand, without even using splitting of units or whatever, you still have to draw like this before you put more details. Okay, so let us continue here. Now, we have a space. We have a space from here to here, okay? And the end of this object, which is this line here, from this corner or this one, we take it, so it's this point. This point we will put it down. Let me lighten up the area a little bit. These construction lines, okay. So from this point down, now from this corner to the vanishing point, and see where it will intersect. Okay. Of course, we will have here, this is also free, we will not have a line, free space, empty. From here, there will be a dark line. Okay. This line, so this here is empty space. Now, from here, we also need to put a line. Where this line goes to the vanishing point, don't forget, in your drawings, every line goes to the vanishing point. Every line, either this or this. Okay. Okay, now what? What is left to do? Oh, okay, we have here. So now we can actually put the curved surfaces, because, look here, we already have this surface, which is a square, and here this surface. Now, even if it's not a square, you know, sometimes you have circle, like curves that are on such a surface. Like, for example, here is the center point, and then I have this kind of object. So not always you have a square. A square creates what? Exactly half circle. Half circle. But if you have a long object, it can create this kind of shape, which some designs need. So it doesn't have to be a square. But if you have a square, it means you're creating half circle. Okay? Now, I need to know what? Points to where to touch this whatever circle it is. So I need to know the center, so we put the diagonals. The same thing we did before. So this is here the center. Now there is a line here that goes to the vanishing point, and it will tell me where is this point located, okay? The same way how we used to draw circles in the past class. A square or a square surface, then we find diagonals, then we find the other two lines and the intersecting point. So this line passes through the midpoint to the vanishing point, and there is this line that also passes through the midpoint and goes to the other vanishing point. And we mark here and here. So now we have this point that whatever this shape here, circle, should touch. And then it should touch here and here, because we are not drawing a complete circle. We are drawing something like this. So we have 1 here, 2, 3 points that it needs to touch. And after it touches these 3 points, it continues down straight here, until the end. So the final object is actually something like this. Okay? But here, there was, you know, part of a circle. So we have these 3 points. We don't have the number 4 because we don't draw a complete circle. But we have this and this point. Okay. So, now let me draw it. So it starts here straight, and then it turns into a curve. It touches the 3 points and then continues straight. Here the same thing. So we have this going to the vanishing point. Now we find the diagonal. Where is the center point? Here. Now we put lines to the vanishing point where it will touch here. Again, another line to the other vanishing point. Where are this point and this point? Or this point and this point. Now I can find it from here. I don't have to do this again because I know it's located here and here. So if I take this to the vanishing point, it will tell me where it's located here. Okay? So that's another way. So this straight here, then it turns into a curve. It has to touch the 3 points so that it's correct, and that's it. Okay. Now, we have also the same thing going on here and in the middle. So we need to draw first the, the hidden surfaces that we have hidden here, that we have deleted. We need to draw them. Okay? Then this to the vanishing point. This to the vanishing point. So this is here hidden surfaces. Now from this corner up, it goes this way. Until this corner. From here, it touches exactly this line, so it will be behind this line, we will not see it. Okay, now we can do the same thing here. We already know where this point and this point located. We don't have to do this complicated thing, and we already know this point. So we will take it just down. You see, we take it down here, and we take this down here, and of course this one we take it down here. Okay, here we go. So now we can draw. This is straight, then it turns into a curve. It passes through the 3 points and goes back. Here the same thing. From this point down, okay, it's located here. From this point down, located here. From this point down, located here. And again we draw. Now notice how this looks compared to this. This is more closer to the horizon line. That means it becomes more and more and more flat. Here it becomes more opened. But if you're just sketching without this method, it's very easy to make a mistake in the way these objects look. Okay, so this is a sure way to sketch correctly. Now, we need the halfway, which is here at 2.5. So we already have this line and this line. So from this point here, we will take to the vanishing point. And from this point to the vanishing point. So here is the hidden at the back. Here also we have the same. From this point to the vanishing point. And here we already have this line. Then from this point again to the vanishing point to find the hidden object. Okay. So we draw the square surface, or whatever here the shape is, in the middle. And then we will draw again these objects. Again, we know where it's located. This point located here. This point located here. This point located here. So if you find it one time and you have to repeat the same object, just put the points down. It's the same thing. Okay, so we have this here, which is straight. Then it becomes circle passing through the points and going back. Here the same thing. This point down, it touch here. This point here, down, touch here. This one here, touch here. So these 3 points, what do they indicate? This is the place where the straight line starts becoming a curve. As I said, you have this object, sometimes straight, and then from here you have curve. So 1, 2, 3 points, and then the rest here at the end. So you can have a straight line and then a curve. Okay? But this one, you need to be careful to find these 3 points. That's what we have here. Okay, so straight, here the curve, and go back. Okay. Now, if it's just a sketch and you want to put, for example, thickness to this object, you can draw another one on top, put a little bit more details. This is easy to add, okay, once you have the full structure of it. Now, let's do this object here, okay? So we have also this circle, but here we don't have straight line and then circle. We have immediately start from here, go to here, okay? So what we need is, we already have this point and this point. We need number 3, which is the center, okay? The center through the diagonals. Diagonals where you're going to put on the front surface, okay? the front surface. So this don't get confused with it. Let me delete it here. Okay, sorry. Okay. So the front surface, we will put diagonals. Okay, this is the center here. Okay, great. Now this up, it will touch here. Okay, from this point again to the vanishing point to find this point at the back surface. Okay. Where is it located? This point here. Where? Here, 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 where? So we need to take this point to the vanishing point again. Okay? And it will tell you, okay, it's here. In this perspective view. So if I draw this object somewhere else, everything will change in the drawing. Okay? Now, let's put this down. So this is here the center. Okay? Now this is all construction lines here. It should actually pass through the center. Okay. When you draw, you have to draw much more accurate than this. Okay, so be careful. Now, point number 1 we have, point number 2, point number 3. Now we can connect. Okay, this careful. So something like this. Now we will draw also a curve. So it's like half circle from the back. So now we have to start at this point, touching this point, touching this point. Okay? So we are drawing the same shape. If you do it freehand, totally freehand, it will not. It's very easy to make a mistake. Who is playing on the mobile? Now, this line here, you will see it until somewhere here, then it starts disappearing and touching here the back. So all we see is this area. So if you draw this, as I said, freehand, it's very easy to make a mistake. Okay, how much of this do I see? It's like maybe you will make it too short, or maybe. So you need the guidelines of these 3 points always. So we have a front here, and a back, and a thickness. But to know the thickness, we have to first draw the square object. Okay. Now what is left to do? So we have here from the center object, we also have a line here, so a division. So from this line, from any of these points to the vanishing point, I'm just going to draw the line. Okay, now we are not done with these objects. We need to, we did the circles, okay, here, but we need to connect them. We haven't connected them. Okay, so from the most furthest away point, you will take and connect them together. Now, if you did everything, correct, it will connect nicely. So this is here a construction line. This is the box, okay? But this is the final object. Now here again, we need to connect. So, if you see one of your circles coming out or too short, that means something wrong in the drawing. So be careful about this. You have to connect. Okay. What else is left here to do? So we have this division, we draw this, that's it, I guess. So this is the first, this is this object from this view. From this perspective view. So 5 centimeter, 10 centimeter, everything finished. Now we have to draw it again, but from another perspective view. So let's say from this angle here at the back. So it's like I'm taking this object and rotating it and putting it here, okay? So let's do that. Again, we will start with the 5 centimeter height. Where shall we put it? Anywhere I can put it really, but every time it will look different. So shall we put it down more? Okay. Just to make sure we will have enough space. Okay, let's put the line here. So this is what the first edge line. Here we will measure again 5 centimeter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is something else you need to know about this type of drawings. Now here we put some measurements on the first stage and then we basically continue freehand. Sometimes when it's a sketch, for example, this view can be like, this is the major view, it can be bigger, and this one you can draw it smaller. Like this is not so important, this is the important one. So you have a big and a smaller view. But it has to be the same proportions. Like, okay, if I started here with 5 centimeter and I want to make this smaller, 2 times smaller, maybe I can do it 2.5 centimeter from here, it will be smaller, okay? But to be on the safe side now, for now, we will do it with the same size, okay? So this is correct and this is correct to do. Now, insert here 5 centimeter to the vanishing point, to the other vanishing point. So what am I drawing now? I will draw this object again here, okay? Now, this line is now closer to this point. So this side will be shorter this time, okay? So be careful. Just keep this always in mind. So this one will be a little bit shorter. And this one bigger. Okay, so this is by estimation. Now we continue again to the vanishing point. And from here also to the vanishing point. Okay, now this object we will divide. So 1, 2.5. If you play less on the mobile and doing other things, you will understand more. So we take this line to the vanishing point, okay? Now what do we do? From this point through this point, we put a line to see where it will touch the ground. So what am I doing? I'm dividing it. Now this is from a different angle, but still we have to know where this is going to be located in this perspective. Okay. So we have to do the same process. Okay, so this is here the next. Again, from this corner through this corner. Here is number 3. Again. Again, how many do we need? Three in the middle. Okay, 1, 2, 3 in the middle. So we need this one here. Okay, this is the one we need. So this is here what we need. We make it dark here. Okay. Now, from this point to the vanishing point. from this point also to the vanishing point. We don't need it actually for now. I don't need. If I need it, I will take it later. So now notice, this here I'm drawing what? Not this space. I'm drawing this object rotated from the back. Okay? So it's now this part is this part at the back here. All of this part from the back. Now here I need to divide it to find this. Okay? So I will do the same. Where is the line? This midline, the same point we will use. We'll take it to the vanishing point. And then the same thing. From here to here. It's located here. This is the first object. Then, from this point through this point, here is the third one. We need what? Only three. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this is here the end line that we actually need. So we will darken it. And from this point to the vanishing point, it will intersect this line here. So this is basically this object here, this cube, big one, cuboid object, okay? Now, we need to draw this. It's going to be located here. We said it is halfway through this point, okay? So diagonal to find the center, diagonal to find where it will intersect here. This is the point. Then from here up, here is the location. Now, when you draw, you need to draw correctly like this, because if you notice from here to here now, which is this distance from here to here it will look small, here it will look more bigger, which is absolutely correct, because now you see this edge, the first edge, here it is here, but this edge is now this edge here, because we rotated the object. So anything happening here will look bigger because it is closer to us. So this method, as I said, is a sure way that you will find all the points correctly and the drawing will look correct in perspective. So it's very, very useful. Now, this is the point we found. We already know the location of this. From here, we will put a line up. Okay? This is the first edge here. Okay, let's make it taller. Now, I will measure 5 centimeters. So until here 5, then we continue 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so here is number 10. Take to the vanishing point to this point, from here, and from here. The end, we already know. Where is the end? We just put it up. Okay? Very easy. And see where it will intersect. Is it straight? Oh. Let me just fix this. It looks a bit strange. Make sure it is perfect in your drawings. Of course, if you use the T-square, there is no possibility to make a mistake with these lines. Okay, now from here I will take also to that vanishing point. This line we already know, but we have to take her up to see where it will intersect here. Then again to the other vanishing point, where it will intersect here. Here is the end. Okay. From this point down, this is here the hidden line. And from this point or this point to the vanishing point, they should connect. But now this is going to be the hidden line. Now let me delete here because we don't really need this object here. So this is the end here of the object. Okay. Now we have the same thing, two surfaces here where we need to put this curve. So where is the center point here? Okay. Quickly, two diagonals. Okay, it's here. This is here the center. So from here up, it will touch here, this point to the vanishing point, to see where the point is located on this surface. Here. Okay. Now, we have this point, this point, this point. We will draw the same object. And we will do the same on the other surface, okay? We have this point, and this point. Now, it will go until here, it will be visible, then it will start going at the back and hidden. Hidden, okay. So it will look something like this. What is so funny? Let us laugh with you. Okay. Now, what do we have left to do? So, as you can see, this is this object, but from the back. Great. Now, we have to do here, in this area, something, because we have here curves. So, we already know the end of this object here, which is the same one. So we will take this to the vanishing point. Let's take this point here. Okay. So this is the end. From here down. This is of course hidden surfaces, hidden lines. Now from here, from this point again to the vanishing point. See where it will intersect. So this is the end of it. Yeah, okay. Now, from this point also to the vanishing point, to this vanishing point. And from this down, okay, they kind of meet. So this line here will be behind this line exactly. So they will meet. And this go to the other vanishing point. Sometimes you have one line that overlaps another. Visually, that's fine. Now, we need what? To find the 3 points here to make this curve, and this is a straight line and a straight line. So we need half of this surface, or actually this one here. We will put the diagonals from here to here, and from here to here. So this is here the center. Now this center, what do? We find this line and this line, and they have to go to the vanishing points. This line and this line that goes to that vanishing point. Okay. Now we have 1, 2, 3 points. Now we can draw the object inside. Okay? Now all of this construction here. The same thing here. Now here we already know this and this point and this point. We just put it down. So it will be located here. This point will be located where? Put it down here. And this point down here. Okay. Then connect. The center one, at the center, we know the center, here is 2.5, Okay? So it touches, you see this line, it touches here. So let me draw the surface so you can see. Then to the vanishing point. This one also to the vanishing point. And from this point, again to the vanishing point. So this is here, this center surface, the same thing. This point down here, this point down here, and this one here. And we draw the curve. Now, maybe in another design, maybe this one doesn't start here, it starts here. Like this one, it starts from here to here. This one the same, it can start from here and here. But in this case, we have straight line, and then a curve. So this needs to be taken into consideration. Now, what is the next thing? To connect the extreme points of the circles with each other, or the half circles, I would say. Now, this is here a construction line of the cuboid, so we don't need it to be very strong. Now, this line we need it here. Do we need it? No, we don't need it, because look, this is here object from the back, so the line that we need is not this line, this is this line, okay? We need this line, okay? So this line we don't really need, it's just a construction line. We need now from this line to take to the vanishing point. So this line here is part of this line. The rest here is hidden, so we don't need to draw what is hidden. All of this is hidden here object. Even part of this is here hidden. You see here until where it's hidden. So this here part is hidden until this line. Everything behind it is hidden. So you need to go back and do it with dotted lines if you draw. Okay? I will not continue with this here object at the back. If you do it, it's better on your drawing. So to show me exactly where this is going to be located here, so this object here, actually it's very easy. You just need more time to draw. Okay? It's the same method, continuation. So all the construction lines, make them light. Okay, we don't need to see them straight. So this is basically the idea of this type of drawing. So you have a design, you show it in two different perspective views. Now here at the back, this is a very simple object, but in most designs you have interesting features to show. Here at the back, we might just have, some these kind of features. There could be something here at the back, but in our case, we will just leave it empty. Okay? The idea is to take the object to draw it correctly. That's the main point. Of course, if you have more details, like we could have here something that in this drawing it's not visible because it's at the back. So now here we can show it, what's going on. Okay? So this is up to you what you will draw in your homework. So that's the idea. Now, the homework. Two sheets. Okay? On each sheet, you will draw a furniture or an abstract object that could be a furniture piece. So, in two views. Do you see this one, for example? Like what we did in two views. And another sheet with another object in two views. Now, the objects that you will draw, you can draw this one. You're allowed to draw one sheet, this object. But the other sheet, you have to think about your own design. Your own design, okay? Not from the internet. Again, I will warn you. Okay? So that's basically it. So if you want to draw this exactly to practice the method, okay, draw it. And another sheet, something from you. Now I will put this video on the e-learning, and there is another video from last semester where the students did this object, okay? So I will put it, okay? Just for you to have two videos to watch. But focus on this one if you want to draw this object.